The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Welcome back to another episode of the Butcher's Bible Podcast. I'm your host, Luke.
And I'm Doug.
We're just two blokes preaching the good word of the meat industry.
One episode at a time.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Just the two of us today. And has gone back to Paris.
Apparently so. They needed help dismantling the rest of the stadium after the Paralympics are finished.
They did. But, you know, he's a great help. And he knows what he's doing, so because he's done it once already.
Exactly. So he's the perfect guy to take down the wheelchair ramps and such like.
Yeah. Can you imagine him just be like, wee sliding down? Man, to drain all the water out of that pool as well. That's a serious gig.
Hand's going in with a straw.
That's good.
Get that chlorine.
Good for you. How's things?
Yeah, good, mate. Well, I say good. I'm absolutely knackered after this weekend, but no, it has been good.
Yeah.
In between a wedding catering for 150 and balancing two children that don't want to behave ever. It's been fun.
Good. I'm happy to hear.
How's yours been?
Oh, it's been okay. Here, there and everywhere this week. I was in Scotland. Got back Thursday Eve after a long sort of second leg of my drive, and yeah, big kind of busy / not busy weekend. You know, when you try and do stuff, but you end up doing nothing. But
yeah,
it seems like you're being pulled left, right. That's what it felt like this weekend.
It's been a weekend of driving from one place to another.
Yes, it has.
But not achieving anything.
No, exactly. That's it. But yeah, here we are. So, if you want to run me through your week, man, how has it been for you?
So yeah, week at work it's been quiet. It's schools have definitely gone back.
Mm-hmm.
Weather has been awful.
Yeah, thunderstorms.
Yeah, thunderstorms, thunderbolts, and lightning. Very, very frightening. But yeah, no, it's always, you can always kind of tell with work, especially with us. Like I said before in the past, family attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Kids go back to school, boom, that's it, dead, quiet.
And then is it only really busy times are only really reserved for the weekends?
Yeah, kind of. We get now the schools have gone back. We now get a lot of the older clientele who are coming down to the Sunshine Coast for a little getaway.
Yeah,
the older holiday makers.
Oh, now
the schools they're all staying in. Yeah, they're all staying in hotels. They're all staying in hotels. They're all staying in Airbnbs. None of them barbecue. None of them want great big slabs of meat. And a lot of them just come in and go, "Oh, we're just down here visiting. I'm just looking. I wish I could take it, but I can't, unfortunately."
Yeah.
So it's a lot of those. And as we've said in the past, in terms of customers telling you the same thing, it's been a whole week of, it's wet out there. You're lucky to be in here. Yeah, I know. And see through the window that it's wet.
Yeah. I had to walk in it from my car this morning.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, no, my week has been fairly standard. Tell us about your week, though. I want to hear all about your week in Scotland.
Scotland. Well, yeah. I left you last Monday, didn't I? Sunday. To drive up to Scotland.
Don't give away the magic. This isn't live in their ears.
To drive back to Scotland. Drive up to Scotland in the early hours of Monday morning. And I got up to St Andrews, just on the east coast, golf course, which is where the Balgove Larder is. We went there
Right.
for a little fundraiser. I drove straight there, and I got there for 11 o'clock.
Wow. And what time did you leave yours?
Originally, I left at 2:30. And
Right.
then
what did you forget and have to come back for?
My boots. I forgot my boots. And I'd driven 15 minutes out, right? So I was like, oh, fuck it. Leave the boots. And I thought an extra 15 minutes or an extra half an hour in an 8.5 hour trip is nothing.
Yeah.
So I went back home, got my boots, and then left again at about 10 to 3. So which then I really had to book it around the M25 at 50 miles an hour because they don't let you go any faster.
No.
Yeah, it's awful, that road. It's so bad. But luckily I got there super early in the morning. No one was there. Cruise control, just sing along to my music, try and keep myself awake before I have my first coffee. And
service station coffee?
I actually bought one with me. I made a coffee and took it with me, but I vowed not to touch it for the first hour of driving, because if you drink it too early, it has lesser of an effect, I believe.
Right.
It
definitely sounds like made up science.
No, I let myself wake up naturally. I was drinking water, and then I smashed the coffee. Because if you drink coffee straight away from when you wake up, I've been told it's very bad for you and it doesn't have the same effect. It's literally like it's someone just kicking your gut. Anyway, on the M6 by 6, pretty much up at Manchester by 6:30, 7 o'clock. And yeah, zoomed all the way up. Scotland's such nice roads.
Yeah, it really is. It's that transition from when you get north of the lakes to just when you're just about to hit the borders into Scotland is just, I love that drive.
Yeah, it's the best.
When the scenery just changes. Yeah.
No. I didn't get much chance to go over to the West Coast, which is my personal fave. Or Cairngorms Highlands. That's where I normally reside when I go up there. But it's just so flat compared to the West Coast over far east. But yeah, got up there 11:30. I was wired as fuck. First person I saw was Connor Ringrose, and he was like, "Have you just got here?" Yes, I have. He was like, "You need to sit down at all?" No, but I didn't.
No, you've been sat down for like 8 hours.
Yeah. So then we got to Balgrove, Larder. All the team turned up. People flew. So people were coming in dribs and drabs, getting lifts, Ubers, and all that. To Balgove, lovely farm shop, great people, great butchers there as well. That was when you first hear the thick Scottish accent and you're like, I'm home. I'm home. And they have an amazing steakhouse venue there with open fire on the wall, really super high ceilings, a converted barn, I think it is.
Right, yeah.
With huge sort of like Viking style tables running down the middle of it that were all pushed to the side when we were in there. And we basically had a little fundraiser with craft butchers, Dalesman, DB Foods, a couple of other sponsors, and yeah, just a bit of a demo for people, bit of a fundraiser. Nice. I think it was just to show off the sponsors and to be like, we're here. And local butchers in the area came down. Quite a few apprentices in the area came down.
Oh, that's nice.
Which was good. And just a bit of a laugh, really. We're all there just doing a 15-20 minute demo of butchery, value-added stuff, I guess, similar to what would be...
So what, did everyone on the team kind of have their turn in the spotlight, as it were, to do a bit?
Yeah, we did it in pairs. And
who you paired up with?
Well, originally I wasn't going to do anything because I was like, everyone else has said yes, so why do I need to? And then it turns out that there was an odd number of us if I wasn't going to do it. So myself and Helena were paired up at the end. She was on one table, I was on the other, a couple of feet apart from each other. And
nice.
I was told to go to the butchery in the larder and just ask for something. I was like, what have you got left? And they had a leg of lamb, the biggest leg of lamb I've ever seen. It was fucking huge. they were like, what are you going to do with it? I was like, I don't know, do some champ chops and bone and roll the leg. And burning and roll this leg, I butterflied it all out, put some merguez in it, put some spinach on it, rolled it up. And it turned it out to be like this fucking big. I kid you not, easily, what's that? That's my tape measure.
Find the tape measure.
Easily 20, 25 centimeters across. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
More like hog it than lamb.
It must have been. I was like, oopsie, But I demonstrated my boning out skills and French trimming and chump chops and etc. etc. People said it looked good. I did not think that. But what everyone else did,
super critical.
It is. But from what everyone else did, everyone else's stuff looked great.
Yeah.
There was some really sort of like innovative ideas, and people came prepared when I really very much wasn't. I was making it up on the fly. But it was good fun. It was really good fun.
I can almost guarantee, not knowing the guys on the team like you do, but every one of them is probably going, I'm not quite happy with my final product. It's just what you do. It's natural, isn't it?
No, everyone was like that, yeah. Unless you're Ben, then you just
unless you're Ben, then
whip out that pineapple.
Yeah,
of course he did the pineapple. You couldn't not.
Exactly. Wouldn't be Ben if he didn't do the pineapple.
It's a strange thing. He always has pineapple in his bag now. He had one for the rest of the week that he didn't touch. I was like, oh, this is a bit funny now.
It's worse when he doesn't have a bag, but yeah, he still has a pineapple on him. Just don't ask him where he's storing it.
Under his apron.
Yeah, obviously.
Good. And then later on in the week, that evening, went back to Dundee, which is just half an hour, 20 minutes north of St Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
And we checked into our wonderful 2-star travel lodge.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. It is exactly what you think it is.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But I did sleep on top of the bed because I don't trust it.
No, I wouldn't.
So I got another sheet from the wardrobe, which was clean, I could tell. And I just slept on top. I wasn't gonna tuck into that, mate. Oh boy, howdy. I was like, it was just like a cardboard room. That's what it was. So we stayed there for 2 nights. It was good. Good bit of team building. Breakfast and dinner with them. It always builds sort of like the rapport with each other, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's always very different, isn't it, when you're away from the block with these people to kind of interacting with them socially, as it were.
Yeah, we're in a group chat, but it's never really a personal thing, is it?
No.
Yeah, nothing like a bit of trauma bonding to bring us all closer together. And then we spend the rest of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, at the Scott Brothers.
Right.
Butchers. They've got a few in Dundee.
Yeah.
But we were at their sort of like their flagship shop, one with their main wholesale unit. I say unit is absolutely humongous.
Who's that?
Yeah. Big. Like incredible. And we had to earn our keep. So when was it? Wednesday morning, we had a bunch of bodies of beef to break down. 4 bodies of beef, in fact, to break down between 15 of us, which was quite good. We done it all in the morning, but man, everyone was off to the races so fast.
Oh, really?
Everyone was just got a bit excited.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, and they're like flying away. I grabbed myself a short 4, whizzed through the first one, no problems. We had our mentors, our people of the chairman of the board, people of the board.
Right. Yeah.
Just there looking around, see who they are. They're always assessing people to see who's going to take what position in the team.
Right.
And everyone was, flying along quite comfortably. I got my second 4. Yeah, you know this already, so I can tell that you're waiting for it. I got my second 4 quarter.
I'm waiting to give you the pep talk.
Yeah, he went to give my shank. Went to whip the shank off, as you go sort of like in a strange S.
Yeah,
over the foreshank. And did it come loose? Did it fight? It did not at all. Right. And I was like, oh God. And this is one of the only times where I had several people around me watching me. Yeah. I was like, okay, I better make this second swipe count. Did it again, put the knife in there, gave it a wiggle, felt something snap. And the top end of my knife, a good sort of centimetre, snapped off really well, right in the joint.
And you were calm and collected about that and didn't shout?
I didn't shout, actually. I was like, I turned to Mia and I was like, of course it will happen now. Of course it will happen now. And I basically did what I would have done. I thought, what would I do in the competition if this happened? Put my hand up. One of the guys came over. I think George, the owner of the place or the manager, came over with Gordon King.
Yeah.
The chairman of Scottish Craft Butchers. And I was like, show them a knife. I've got a knife here. I was like, my knife broken. And I'm like, okay, well, we've got to find it. I said, it's in there. Just give me a couple of minutes. And I was like looking, I was going, what do I do? I've got a broken knife. I can't just carry on using this one, can I?
Yeah.
Had another one in my scabbard, but it was my nice one. Didn't really want to smash that to pieces. Gordon was like, I think you should flip it over. And I was like, there's no room to flip it over. Everyone's got like fucking loads.
Yeah.
Meat stacked up around. So you got people breaking it down, you got people trimming. Bear in mind, there's 15 of us, and somebody's doing something all the time around you. So got this forequarter, flipped it over. It didn't really sort of land how I wanted it to land, and it was just looked a bit clumsy. And I was like, Jesus, here we go, right? So now it's bone up, as opposed to bones down.
Yeah.
Did the other side, popped it open, and there was the little tip at the end of the knife. And I put my hand up. But, sir, I found it. They took it. He went to show the manager, and he was happy that we found it all.
Yeah.
I can continue, and continues to bag and trim stuff up.
Yeah.
I felt like an absolute plum. I was like, right, that's it. This is my chances gone. Obviously, it wasn't really my fault.
No.
It happened.
Not at all. It does happen.
But it was just it was just in the circumstance that it did happen. That everyone, I say everyone, about 5 people were watching me when there was about 9 other people in the room who were standing around watching.
But it felt like everyone.
Yeah. And suddenly I felt like everyone was going, you did a bad thing. You know.
But that moment when someone drops something in the restaurant and it was,
yeah, it's similar. It was similar, yeah. You know, I spoke
to... There is not a butcher in the land who has not taken the foreshank off and messed it up. I don't care what they say.
The first one, when no one was watching, was silky smooth, Doug. It came up.
I'm sure it was.
I was like, oof, clean. Even in my head, I was like, I sure hope someone was watching that. Then the second one where I was like, I know people are watching now, and I just couldn't hit that cartilage right. And there was one bit of tendon or something that was just that would not let me pull this thing apart. It's just what it was. I mean, we've had this conversation already because I phoned you on the phone.
We have.
I was like, I failed. My life is ruined.
Your life is not ruined. It is one. Do not let one foreshank defeat you.
Well, that was it. You know, this is literally my standout of the whole trip. You know, and the rest of it was fine. You know, that afternoon we carried on breaking down flanks, briskets, trimming them out to the spec they want. Top bits, I was rattling through top bits like nobody's business to the spec that they wanted. Flanks, you know, could do with my eyes closed. I was flying through them. I stopped and helped Ben as well, just because he doesn't really do it. Simon Howie Butchers,
right?
Because they do him and his dad. They do loads of value added stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
So they don't necessarily do a lot of beef breakdown. So I stopped, helped them. I hope that was seen that I was stopping what I was doing safely and then going over to help a younger apprentice, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I thrive with trying to help, that sort of thing. And then in the afternoon of Tuesday, we did some value-added beef products, mainly with the lesser cuts, like top rounds, knuckles, if you will, some top sides, silver sides, and some flanks. They didn't really want us doing value-added stuff on the prime steaks.
No, obviously maybe because they've got them. People resell them,
right? You know, and that was okay. I was pretty much just breaking stuff down for everybody, trimming it up whilst they were prepping their ingredients, and then handing it out to them.
Yeah.
Accordingly, and then they just kind of did their thing, and then I just trimmed up what we had left and helped them out wherever I could.
You were a team player.
I tried to be. And then it was Wednesday. So my weeks. I start such a flight. Like there's a lot of driving.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't really recall which day's what day is which. Wednesday. That was pork breakdown again. We had to earn our keep. We had to make it feel like we were worthy of being there. So we had, I can't even think how many pigs. I think it was like 12 pigs.
12 pigs, yeah.
To break down, trim gammons and collars and bellies, and then everything else went into trim pretty much.
Right.
Loins they kept as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we broke all them down. By that point in my head, I was going, oh, fuck this now, so I might as well just carry on what I'm doing. And then I was, when you're just in that mode where you're like, and I was just like, and it was just smooth as. I was just over in the corner, just boning out tunnel boning legs of pork, throwing them around. I was next to Ben. He was throwing me shoulders, and we were just whipping them apart. It was good. And I like to think that I was seen in a sort of like a fairly casual, comfortable light then.
Yeah.
But, in my head, I was like, well, might as well just make the most of it while I'm here. Because I'm ever the optimist.
Always. It's always what they say about you, Luke. Ever the optimist.
Yeah. He's so optimistic, that boy.
I know.
Yeah. And then in the afternoon, we did a bunch of pork value-added products, which was good fun as well. Yeah. It's nice to see people whizzing through it, And some of the ideas that were bouncing around were really, really good. I think that
top secret ideas that you can't say on here, I take it.
There's a few that have been seen before. But I think that we've got a better idea of who is going to be in what categories now.
Right, okay.
We've got several people that could overlap into apprentice or young butcher. And then we've got people that could be in young butcher or the main competitive team, in your team. And yeah, that's right. It just seems to be there's a preliminary teams put out where the way people were practicing.
Yeah.
Then myself, I was in the senior team and wasn't really counted for the young butcher, even though I could go for it because I'm under 35.
Right. Okay.
But it's not really my bag. But a couple of other people were leaning towards the young butcher as opposed to the senior team.
Right. Okay.
Some good stuff, creative ideas going around. But, I'm trying to get those creative juices flowing again because outside of breaking things down, I don't really think about value-added products.
No.
Not within that world.
But it is something you've done before and can do again.
Yeah.
You've got those creative juices there.
Yeah, we know this, but it's just... I've said this from day one, even in the team and in the public. It's not my bag. I can do it, but it's not necessarily my first go-to if I think about butchery.
Yeah.
And from what I prefer. If you give me some pork to break down or a pork loin to break down into value-added products, I'd prefer to break the pork down, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can do fantasy if I want me to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both can.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting, like, talking of value-added, Carl saying in the last podcast that he believes the future is the value-added and things like that, but I disagree with him. I disagree with him on who's the winner of Sizzlefest Butcher Wars, but I mean, you've seen personally yourself at Middle Farm, we are thriving and we are rapidly moving away from value-added.
Yeah.
Because it's not what I enjoy doing anymore.
Value-added came out of a world where you could buy things cheap and sell them for quite a bit more.
Yeah.
But you didn't know where that shit was coming from.
Right, yeah, I get you.
I say shit as in that stuff is pants, like the bad stuff, not just as a descriptive word.
No.
But all this good stuff, you're capitalizing on the provenance of solid quality and traceability.
Yeah. I mean, if I turned sun, who chicken breast into a value-added product using, the local good quality cheese we've got in the deli at Middle Farm with the fresh veg that we've got from like Chef's Kitchen and stuff like that comes in, I'm not going to sell that quick and easy meal in a tray for the price that I would need to put it out at to get the money back. It's just
exactly.
It's
so you're better off
at.
selling it as it is in its raw state, if you will.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to flash it up and sell it for an obscene amount of money. Not that other people are selling them for an obscene amount of money, but they prefer to do that. That's their thing. When I think a lot of people want to do the cooking now. Sure, like I listened to Carl's episode, and he was right with people like to have something good looks good on a plate.
Yeah,
and it can be Instagrammable, but I still think they get it for what it is, like that it's going to be good for them. Not necessarily that looks good. It's quite a bit. He's probably talking about a demographic of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very certain demographic, I think.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that the World Butchers Challenge isn't just about who creates the best value-added products.
No, you're marked on everything. I mean, I say you're marked on everything.
Exactly. It's butchery as a whole, isn't it?
Yeah. The way it's set out is, let's say for argument's sake, you start with 100 points and they only deduct you. They don't give you points for good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing stuff well, they won't deduct marks. If they see something bad, like a knife on the block or poor practices, dangerous practices, something that, I say dirty bones, untrimmed bones.
Yeah.
Just things where they can just go, that's another one, that's another one, that's another one.
Because don't they even, I think I remember saying they even like measure kind of how much waste string you're leaving behind and stuff like that when you're tying up.
How much waste at all. You've got to utilize everything. That's why it's quite funny seeing the guys doing their value-added products, and we're all kind of brainstorming of not where can you hide it, but where can you utilize this trim in the most efficient way. That's what I find interesting about it. As I said, I'm not a huge fan of sprinkling edible flowers on stuff, but the rule set is interesting because you can make these large items with ribs wrapped around them, let's say, and you can put trim in it or a mince, mince that up, put it in that. Yeah. So it's all about the quickest and most efficient way to hide protein.
Right. Okay.
But it's not to say that
a little pins behind the curtain there with that one.
It's what it is. Whether you put that in pastry and make it look neat but the caveat of that is you are running the risk of them choosing a product that they're going to cook.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you have to provide cooking instructions as well as a serving suggestion. Now, this is right. I'm not giving anything away.
No. This is all public knowledge, isn't it?
Yeah, and let's say if you've put a bunch of pork mince into something unseasoned or even untrimmed cubes that will be chewed, and they choose that, they'll mark you down because it's written down on the recipe card, nor has it cooked or eaten well at all.
Right, okay.
So that's why it's best to do everything within your power, to do everything as well as you can. Even if they're not even going to see whatever is in this pastry parcel.
Yeah. But it's also down to personal pride as well, isn't it? In terms of putting yourself out there on a big stage, you want to make sure the products you're putting out are the very best, not just all, was it polish but no substance. That's it. That's the phrase.
Yeah. It is now.
I just looked at my own screen and asked myself like I was going to reply that
Is
for
it?
some reason. Is it? Doug, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just interesting to know like the rule set and how the judges will go around and mark you from different countries as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's rules that there's no more than 3 judges at your table at one time.
Right, okay.
Because that can be seen as not intimidation, but sort of a bit too much pressure, if you will.
Yeah, that's definitely... Yeah, that definitely feels a lot to have more than... Because how many judges is it in total then?
1 for every country.
So it's 6... What was it, 16, 17 teams?
Or I think there might be... I'm not entirely sure. We've got one, Stephen Strachan.
Right, yeah.
I'm unsure. I don't think all the countries' judges will be on the floor.
Right, okay.
But I remember last year, Simon and Ben saying something about the Italian judge just had it out for Team GB last time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something fierce.
I mean, even with all these competitions, does it come down to the same as like the football and like Eurovision and things like that? People just
think there's something
like
about
the UK.
There's definitely some politics about it.
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding. I think there is. You know, but it was a good week. It was a really good week, and
good.
It was just nice to hang out with like-minded people.
Yeah,
like we all went for dinner on the Tuesday night to an all-you-can-eat restaurant.
Lovely.
It was great. It was the best.
Did you put that to the test for all you could eat?
No, but I had 4 full plates.
Oh, nice. That's lovely.
And it was like Japanese, Indian, Chinese, pizza, and some sushi or something.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't too bad.
Weird mix, but
it was sort of like a taste of the Western.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
You know, or Eastern. Sorry,
Eastern. Yeah. Western.
Yeah.
East.
And it was great. It was all right. It was just good to hang out. But we got there, and they said no alcohol on these premises at all.
Oh.
So we were like, why are they allowed to serve beer or alcohol? And we reckoned it's probably because they got burnt by something. I reckon they lost their license.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, because they have to have a separate license, don't they? Restaurants for selling alcohol and that.
Yeah, we just reckon that. So it was probably for the best that we didn't have alcohol in that meal, because it was pretty loud anyway, with a bunch of us sitting around the table.
Yeah, yeah,
shit. That's good.
Yeah, group of butchers in a room together. It's always going to be loud.
Yeah, that was it. But I think all in all, it was great. The drive down was a bit sad because the traffic was shit.
Right. And the weather was crap?
Yes, on the drive down it was, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I got into the Midlands and South, I went and saw Johnny Farrell. That was a good one.
Very nice. How was that?
It was good. He's got his shop on lock. It's good.
Is that the first time you've been to the shop?
Yeah. It's the first time meeting all of them in person.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did you get a little bit starstruck? I
did a little bit, yeah. They all had their backs to me when I walked in. I was like, so what should I say? I could be like, what, butcher? You know, like when you get an old butcher that comes in the shop and they're like,
yeah,
hello, butch. And you're like, oh, God's sake.
Yeah. You could have done an Ainsley Harriet.
Why, hello, Jill.
Yeah.
I could have. That'd have been good.
I have a feeling they would have appreciated that.
They would have. I think they would have. Sam would have, especially. So I literally, I leaned into Sam because he was the closest one to me, and I went, excuse me. And they turned around and they were like, hey, you all right, mate? Wherever they're from. I was in Lancashire, wasn't I?
It was Lancashire, yeah. To be fair, every time I speak to John, I always start with, like, ding dang do. I'll do, ding dang do.
I'll do. How's it going? Yeah. Great guys.
Yeah.
And Georgia or Georgina, whoever it is, I can't recall. Georgia. Their apprentice, she was there as well, smashing out sausages. And they're just a great bunch of people.
Yeah.
And I was there for...
There's a real vibe in the shop in there that's just, yeah, it's nice.
It's just nice quality butcher.
Lovely artwork on the walls up there, was there?
There was. Oh, excuse
Very
me.
nice.
There was. It was great. I was like, oh, that fits in well, doesn't it? And they're like, yeah, we need to do some more. I was like, let me know. My Etsy shop's there. Yeah, it was good. And then the drive down from there was pretty much pants because it was raining so hard I couldn't even see.
I hate that. We see just the end of the bonnet.
Yeah, when there was quite literally 2 inches of standing water on the road.
Jesus.
Did all the spray as well, so I had to pull off and go grab some food and a coffee. I was like, I cannot grab this. If I was wide awake, fine, but I wasn't. Right. I was flagging a bit from my stopover in Preston.
How did you describe Preston to me? Just in case we've got any listeners from Preston.
I can't recall.
Like a third world, I think. So you described it. You can't recall. I'm just going to throw you under the bus.
Thank you very much. Hey, I literally only drove to the Ibis Hotel off of the M6, so I think you'll find I didn't do a hugely.
You didn't do a full tour of Preston, is what you're saying?
No, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. I didn't. And then that was pretty much it.
Very nice.
That's my week.
Old week for you.
Yeah, and then just again a whole load of driving around. Friday and the weekend. It's for not much, which was great. I won't go into details because it's really boring.
Fair enough. You can tell me off pod and send me to sleep with that one, then, yeah.
They will.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Pretty sure you know it already.
Probably.
Yeah. Is there more about this wedding catering that you did?
Yes. So it was asked beginning of the year, I think it was, whether I'd be happy to do some wedding catering.
Nice.
These are friends of the family, so they're my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. They're friends from their church.
Cool.
Who I had previously done some barbecue cooking for at a church event they'd had last summer.
You a religious man?
No, I'm not a religious man. No.
Okay.
The family, yes. So,
mm-hmm.
God bless and all that. But no, we're not. Funny enough, I had that conversation with my 8-year-old just the other day when he asked, are we Christians? Because he was watching something about the Romans.
Okay. What did he say?
Well, Sarah, my other half, was trying to be very diplomatic about, lots of people believe different things and some people have different beliefs. And I was went, no, nothing there. But anyway. So, yes, but there might be because, I might have some more church gigs going. So, see a big man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a young couple, Joel and Maisie, they had tasted some of the barbecue food that I'd done. I'd done something really simple at this. I'd just done some pre-smoked pulled pork at home and taken it along to this barbecue and just did some sausages and burgers it was a really run-down old kind of gas barbecue.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were looking for someone to do evening food and asked would I be willing to do it. So I was like, yeah, why not? Let's give it a go.
Nice.
So yeah, so I went along, packed up the Traeger and the Weber in the van, took them down on the Friday night, and then was there 9:00 Saturday morning to get the Traeger on and to get the pork on. And then once the pork was on, pretty much had like 7 hours of just sitting around doing not a lot, waiting for that to cook. But yeah, it was not. I mean, I tried to do it, as professionally looking as I could. I invested and bought some nice chafing dishes to do for service at the end. Mm-hmm. Even did little labels on the computer so that people knew what was in each dish, and just tried to not just be some bloke, at some barbecue just throwing stuff out at people. Yeah, in the field, which is essentially what it was. But yes, the pulled pork, that was the easiest bit because that was just on the smoker for 4 or 5 hours, then wrapped it, put it back on the smoker for another 4 hours, took it off, done, shredded it, lovely. But then trying to do for service 150 sausages and burgers.
Yeah.
Within half an hour because they wanted evening food between 7 and half 7.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Because I was doing it on my own. I had a few people Sarah had offered to come and give me a hand if I wanted. And I was like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, so first of all, I put way too much coal on the Weber. So that was way too hot.
Right.
So I could only really use half of that. I had to try and take the grill off, bank a load of coals right at the back of the Weber so that I could have a cooler area at the front. So that was, yeah. And the Traeger, even though I'd changed and cleaned the drip tray after I'd taken the pork off and run some more tin foil on it so it all run out, the grease wasn't running out properly from the burgers. So I was just constantly getting grease flare-ups, like little fires right underneath the burgers, which isn't what you want. So obviously that's how you get black and, your standard, your old school English barbecue with burnt sausages, burnt burgers.
Yeah.
So I came home to pull the burgers off and try and put another layer of foil on and damp down the grease fire. I had the Weber, I saw the Traeger right in front of me and then the Weber to the right. And so because I put too much coals on the Weber, that was kicking it about probably 250, 300 Celsius.
Yeah.
The Weber was running at about 180 Celsius. Absolutely sweltering. Thought I'd look nice for the wedding. It
wasn't very cool last night either, was it? It was like 17, 18 degrees.
So I had my jeans on, I had a nice shirt on because, I want to look nice and professional and, it's a wedding. Absolutely sweating, just pouring buckets. Trying to manage cooking sausages so they didn't go black. Then also trying to manage burgers on the other one. And as lovely as it was, because people were just being nice and could see I was struggling, about every 2 minutes, would you like a drink? Do you want a drink? Can I get you a drink? Would you like a drink? No, I'm all right at the moment. I'm just cooking at the moment, so I can't really stop for a drink. Okay. And then literally 2 minutes later, can I get you a drink? Do you want a drink? Do you want something to eat now? And no, I'm just cooking. I'm just cooking at the moment, so it's fine. So yeah, it was, try not to get stressed. I don't want a bloody drink, leave me alone. But we managed it. I cooked to the numbers they'd asked. The bride and groom have got a massive bowl of pulled pork still left over, but I think the groom is more happy about that than his wedding day, to be fair.
Nice.
Because when I spoke to him the day before, he said, "Oh, that's the one thing I'm looking forward to tomorrow the most. It is the pulled pork." I mean, you do remember, Joel, you're getting married tomorrow, right? That's yeah. But I've been telling all my friends about the pulled pork and stuff you've done before, so I'm really looking forward to it. I was like, yeah, but also you're marrying the love of your life. Yeah. But pulled pork.
Yeah.
So we got it done, and the best man came out with two bottles of beer for me once I'd finished and packed up, and so amazing. It was an experience. I would 100% do it again. I just love cooking for people, and as wired as my brain is for expecting people to say it was rubbish, the amount of compliments I was getting, and food's amazing, thanks, really great food, I've had it, it's really nice to hear, even though I'm going, it's not, I do what you're on about, it's not. But they clearly enjoyed it. So, and hopefully it's lined me up for some work potentially for next summer. They've got, again, it'll be a kind of church thing, so maybe I do believe in the big man.
Maybe
potentially for one of their church camps. But
nice,
like 200 odd kids or something. So, but I don't know the full details. I will wait for a phone call next year. But yeah, there's definitely some lessons learned as well.
Good. The thing is,
a light.
Oh right,
we get dark. Well, yeah, towards the end of service, I was cooking the last few burgers and sausages. I had my phone kind of hovering above the Traeger because I couldn't quite see whether they were the right colour to bring.
We've all been there. I don't know if it was like professional catering standard, but we've all been there cooking a barbecue in the rain and in the dark.
Yeah. So
wow. But the thing is, if you've been like, yeah, I'm fine, thanks, they're probably thinking like, wow, he's busy, but he's got it all in hand. They might not have been going, he's struggling, because maybe you weren't giving that off, but even though you were going, oh fucking hell, like so many times.
Yeah, I think I was a bit like a duck. I was trying to look calm on top, but inside I'm going, God, another grease fire, quick, pull the burger.
The legs are going like crazy underneath.
But that's the thing, to people that maybe don't barbecue that often, I don't know. Big old flames coming up every so often on the barbecue. They're thinking, oh, lovely. All that looks lovely. Whereas
Bit
I'm
theatrical,
going, shit,
isn't it?
need to pull them. Yeah.
Yeah. And with the Traeger as well, not a lot of people see these big grills and barbecues.
No.
So they're probably like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. So, I would.
Everyone was fed, mate. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Everyone was fed. No one got ill off the food. Temp checking it with a Thermapen that came off. So, and big thanks to my mate Nick Weston and to Gavin Cook for the loan of the Yetis to take down there two of the Yeti 110 coolers, which I was like, oh, these are brilliant. I love
Big
these.
gear,
How much are these?
isn't it?
£500 each. £500 a cooler. I was like,
Yeah, that sponsorship, Doug.
yeah. Well, now that I know Nick would lend them out to me, I'm like, I'll just keep borrowing them off him. But they are good because obviously once I was done, because I had several different little tables set up with my prep area, and I had a table set up for the cutting area with blocks on it and things like that.
Yeah,
They were just like, it was just like the camping kind of fold out stuff that we've got for when we go camping. At the end of the night, because the Yetis were empty, I could literally just lob everything in there in a wanna.
yeah.
And then I just had these 2 big boxes and the barbecues to load up this morning when I went back to collect my stuff. That was it.
Nice.
So big shout out to Yeti if they're listening. Please, absolutely love the Yetis. Just saying.
Me too.
Yeah, we
Kept my
all
coffee
love
warm.
Butcher's Bible podcast. We all love Yeti.
Me too. Kept my coffee warm on my 8-hour drive. Thank you.
But I think I know it went down well. So again, like I say, there were friends of brother-in-law and sister-in-law. I think my brother-in-law Baz had about 5 burgers. I was just standing next to me going, at one point, whilst I was pouring my sweat, he just went, oh, you're busy, Doug, aren't you? Whilst he was standing next to me chomping his burger.
You're busy.
It's like, yeah, I know I'm busy, Baz. What you want?
Make yourself busy and get me a drink. No one's asked me yet.
I think I wasn't counting because I want people to enjoy my food, but one guy definitely went up to the chafing dishes for pulled pork 8 times and had a plate of each time.
Hell yes. That's what you want.
Exactly.
Go, oh yeah. That was like me when I came to yours. Those pork belly burnt ends. I literally couldn't. You know when you're struggling to stand up properly because
you're
just like, oh. That was me. It's good food, man. People love good food. You should be very proud of yourself.
But no, it was lovely. And like I say, because I got there at 9, and I think the caterers for the afternoon, because they did an afternoon tea kind of for the sit down bit, they weren't getting there till 11:30. So from about 9:30 till 11, I was just in this field in the middle of nowhere on my own, just chilling out, listening to podcasts, listening to music.
Nice.
Making myself a coffee every now and then. It was lovely and chilled. And then, just in the evening, I was all like, panicking.
That was good. Well done, mate. Very well done.
Mate. Thank you very much.
Right. What else have you got for me?
I have got, because it's becoming a new favourite feature, I have got a buzz quiz. No, I can't say it. How can I not say it? BuzzFeed quiz.
There you go.
So we had such success last Monday, finding out what type of steak Ant was.
I laughed at that so much because it just kept on going on and on.
It did. Well, I found shorter ones. So don't worry. Do not worry, listeners and viewers. I found a shorter one now.
Brilliant.
So I'm going to give you a choice of 2.
Okay.
So one of them is a BuzzFeed quiz to find out what kind of charcuterie board you are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And another one is a quiz that will, I'll ask you some questions about how you like sex, and it will tell you what kind of sandwich meat you are.
I feel like just for the novelty, we should go for the sandwich meat one.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
We can always edit this out if it is far too revealing.
Just go on, once you've had a conversation with Kitty about how revealing it may not be.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Although, annoyingly, the quiz is now not going to load because this is the wonders of modern technology.
Let's do the charcuterie one then.
I don't know if that one will bloody load in, to be fair. Let's try that one open. Aha! We can find out what type of charcuterie board you want.
Okay, right. Okay, that wasn't scripted, folks.
Okay.
We'll get the Anance back from Paris. We'll get him on that one because that'll be absolutely obscene with what he says.
Right. What's your favourite colour? A blue, yellow, green, or orange?
Out of those ones, I would say orange.
Orange. Okay. Lovely. Favourite fruit? You've got a choice of strawberries, oranges, blackberries, or raspberries.
Raspberries.
Raspberries. Right. Favourite city? You've got Copenhagen, London, Paris, or Johannesburg. Randomly.
Yeah. Probably London out of them.
London. I'm going London. Okay. See, now this is getting difficult now. You've now got to pick a sunset picture. So you've got to choose out of those. I should have checked if this was a visual one.
Yeah. Your top right with the ocean.
Right. Okay, with the ocean. Lovely. I knew you'd pick that one. I may so well. Okay. How flexible are you? I'm not sure. I'm okay. Not at all. Pretty flexible.
I'm okay.
You're okay.
I can't put my legs behind my head, but I can touch the floor.
Pick a pizza, margarita, a meat feast, just tomato, or chicken feast.
What nutcase is choosing just tomato?
God knows. It's an option.
Out of those ones, I would choose a margarita.
Margarita.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pick a shape. This is going to help you. Circle, cube, rectangle, oval.
I feel like you got to go for the three-dimensional, haven't you? Cube. Cube.
We're going with cube. Okay. Okay. So, do you know what type of charcuterie board you are? Cheese and meat.
Oh, isn't that the only kind of charcuterie board?
You're classic and popular.
Brilliant.
There we go.
Amazing.
And Doug will be back next week with this episode popular, but may die on its arse BuzzFeed quiz section.
Yeah. Here we are, folks. A classic and popular. I'd like to figure out, is it just a meat one? Or is there going to be just a cheese and grapes?
May well be. I mean, I'll try it on other people. I'll do a survey. I'll try the quiz on other people to see what results come back. Yeah.
Can I quickly pull you for a chat? Oh, God.
You can redo it this Thursday when you're at work. See if the answer comes out the same.
I will. Oh, man. Thank you. I really appreciate you doing that. Shame the other one didn't load.
No, I know. We'll keep that one for next time. We can keep that one for next time. Don't you worry.
Okay, fine.
Do not worry.
Right. Do we have time to go to the newsroom?
I would say no, because we've done an hour.
I'll save this one for next time then.
We'll save that one for next time then.
Breaking news next week. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Right. This has been a short but sweet one, man. It's good to catch up.
Always good to catch up with you, mate.
Yeah, and we are going to be back on Friday with a great guest.
Super guest.
Yeah, stay tuned, folks.
I can't promise any more earth-shattering revelations, though, this week.
We can always hold out, can't we?
That's true. I'll do some digging.
Forever.
Find out.
Earth-shattering revelations. Is that what you said?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, amazing. Doug, have a great week, mate. I will see you on Thursday. But everyone else,
you will indeed.
We'll see you on Friday. Ant should be back by then. We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Mental health, guys, not just for a month. It's all year round. Reach out to a friend. Be kind to each other. And we will see you in the next episode. Thanks, Doug.
Cheers. See you later. Bye-bye.